Hi folks, here we are, back for week 13 of 15, did I say 13?
Mm-hmm.
15 of Sphere College Project live streams. We have with us so far, I see Emily. Says she's building a fire while listening.
A fire?
Yeah. So I guess people will be gathering over the next little while, but we can say hi to Emily. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
And I have to keep this up. Looks like it's just us for now. Hey. Emily says, hey. Virginia. Hey guys, good to see you all. Great. Thanks, Virginia, for being here.
Hello, Virginia.
So we were discussing, Jonathan. Hi guys. Great. People are gathering. Thank you all for joining. We were discussing topics, potential topics that we could focus on this morning. And hi Harold from Virginia. And we had some that I had mentioned last week. Delay of gratification, trust, and I just remembered a third one, which I don't have my writing instrument to remind me. Thank you. I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about, what's the guy's name? He was a trombone player at the North Carolina School, at the North Carolina School of the Arts before I arrived. I know I've told Harold about this guy. I don't remember whether I've told Audrey. His name will come to me eventually. But it's an important story. So, trombone player. In Winston-Salem at North Carolina School of the Arts, which I understand is having its graduation ceremony right now. I don't know how they're doing it, but apparently that's what's happening right now. So another person I texted about this was not able to make it. Jonathan says, I hear echoing feedback. Is it just me? Connie says, Connie's here. Great. Hi, Connie. Good to see
Connie.
all three of you. And she says she doesn't hear feedback. Are you still hearing feedback, Jonathan? He says, must be a delay on his end because Virginia's sound, I hear Virginia sound a second or two before it comes through on my computer, but it's not crippling. So what's happening is, this is the internet, and there are two separate streams, one going to you and one going to Virginia, and they arrive at different times. So if you're able to turn up sound on one of them so both of you can hear, then that'll work. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. Connie suggests maybe reload. Yeah. All right. Well, let us know if it's too much of a problem, and I'll see what I can do. What is this guy's name? I don't know. Oh, and as always, I will remind you, please feel free to do what you're doing right now. Type in the live chat. and also your comments and your thoughts and reactions are always welcome. That's really why we're doing this, so that we are able to react or interact with the rest of the world. Okay, headphones. Yes, okay, that works. That'd be a good thing. So, any other topics anybody want to put on the table?
Not right yet.
No?
Not right yet. That's different.
Not right yet.
Yeah, that's kind of major-ish.
Not left yet?
Not, yeah, not right yet.
Okay.
So like, I like to discuss something about, it's like being a person that's like under a microscope. And It's
Yeah.
hard to do anything
Yeah.
right or wrong, or you feel like you're under a microscope.
Yes.
And it's crippling.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. And this society out here, this world out here, it's rough. I don't know how to describe it besides being under a microscope. With everybody you're around, and when you get a release valve from the microscope, a lot of people take it too far, or whatever. I understand what it's like to be stressed in a way that you don't want to be, trying to be this person or that person, for that person or for that person, It was so much easier when you in prison, Just lay on your bunk, tell you when to eat, tell you when to change clothes, tell you when to do this, tell you when to do that. Just lay there and just follow them. You ain't have no problems, no worries or nothing. I mean, with other inmates, but out here, every decision, everything you do, it's the microscope. What you can't do that. You can't do better not do. You're like, it's tight, it's stressful, it's rough, And the release valve, a lot of people do the wrong release valves, And man, well, I had a discussion with my mentor earlier. He's like, you have rules. Everybody got rules. I said, yeah. I can understand that. The city got rules, the state got rules, the government got rules. People got rules. But boy, it's a difference. When you're used to doing something some way for 30 years, all of a sudden you change and go to a different, and you have to change and do these different rules. And you're used to doing them this way. It's like taking a house cat and putting it outside. Or a dog, it's tough, And that's what I'm going through, And I think people are getting fed up with me. I'm trying. That's all I can do. My brother said it took him 5 years to get himself together. Some people might take a day. I'm just saying it ain't been about a year for me, but I'm still trying to be. I was a house cat so long, and I'm outside, and I'm still trying to be a house cat. You know. So I'm under the microscope. You know. That's what I had to say.
I think that's a great way to put it.
I got a cat called Foots, and that was my buddy. I was my talking buddy, you know. And I was just trying to say, I was trying to find some way to make what I'm trying to say fit, where somebody could understand what I'm trying to say. And then a house cat and a field cat is different, you know. And I said, well, that's probably the best way I can explain what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You know? And people that's been out there in the field all their life,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for them to understand what this house cat is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've been out in the field all their life. They ain't never been a house cat. I've been a house cat most of my life. Out here in this field, I want to get in that corner of that box in the house. You know, that's what I know. You know, the release valves is the stress release valves is deadly and wrong. Shouldn't do them. You know, but you know. I'm trying. You know, that stress is rough. I ain't gonna give up though. I'm not gonna give up. I got a lot of people behind me. I feel that too. So I ain't gonna give up.
Jonathan says, referring to prison sounds like the Navy.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Dennis my husband was in the Navy.
Oh man.
I mean, I think it's, I remember going on a aircraft carrier and being appalled at the living conditions because they're on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of,
I mean,
Like prison.
You got a space like
Mhm.
that
Like
to
prison.
sleep in.
yes,
Like prison.
it is. It's metal beds and
Metal
somebody
beds,
else is
it's,
right
somebody,
here.
you got somebody on top of you and somebody up under you.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go out to sea,
And you can reach your arm right there and hit the bed beside you and hit that bed beside you right there. Reach your arm.
Yeah?
Huh?
I didn't know that.
yeah, it is quite.
And if this man passed wind, that man's feet
Yeah.
smelling, his feet and his.
Ah,
It's
man.
just
I mean,
disconcerting when you go out to sea and you're out to sea for days
Mhm.
without seeing land. I mean, being on a cruise, it's kind of after a while it becomes uncomfortable when you're out to sea for days
Mm-hmm.
without seeing land, and after a while you can want to see land. You know, it's yeah, it's I think, you know, being in the Navy, when you go out and you say, I'm going on a 9-month tour of blah 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 blah, it's not a joke when you're gone for months because,
well,
I mean,
sure. I want to also acknowledge, I mean, I'm totally, I also want to acknowledge a fundamental difference in being told you're going to have to live like this for 9 months versus you're going to have to live like this for 75 years. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
You sit on the bathroom, like I call going to the bathroom. My daddy used to call it going to talk to a man about a dog.
It's some interesting sayings. Yeah.
That was my dad used to scare when you go use the bathroom. And so you go talk to a man about a dog, and somebody on this side of you and somebody on this side, and now everybody talking to a man about a dog at the same time.
Yeah.
Shower, bathroom,
Yeah.
sleeping, eating.
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah. Oh, we got people on here. Can I jump in here?
Yeah.
Virginia says, "I hear you, Harold." And when she says that, she hears you. Jonathan says, "Well put, Harold." Paul Howell. Thanks, Paul.
Push it.
Paul says, "Prison is nothing like the Navy." Believe me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know it's not. It's not. It's.
Yeah.
One comes, you come home and everyone says thank you for doing your service. The other one is not.
Yeah.
People are not saying thank you for anything.
Yeah. Maybe I guess the point is that we're trying to help people understand what it is like. And Jonathan offers the Navy has certain aspects
Yeah.
that maybe
bunk.
people have spent more time imagining
Yeah.
what it's like to be in the Navy rather than what it's like to be in prison. So that can help. And then saying, oh yeah, but then it's 75 years of that. Or, oh yeah, but they don't generally get knives in the Navy.
No, they don't get.
Right.
Knives.
Right. I mean, in the Navy, you don't generally worry about who's got knives, right?
Oh yeah. All of them got guns
Well,
in the Navy. All
no.
of them got,
I
I mean, but I'm
They
saying they
don't
got
care.
access to.
They have access.
You
True.
ain't got no access, no gun, no problem. You got some shanks.
Right. But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a concern, right?
Yes. Definitely.
All right, but yes, Paul, your point is well taken. There are significant differences. Juanita Ervin says hello. Hi, Juanita. Thanks
Hey,
for
Juanita,
joining.
seen you the other day at the store. Look good.
Thank you for joining us. Virginia, welcome, Juanita. Jonathan, the difference is that in the Navy, once you're on land, you work regular hours. So in that case, it's certainly different. But on board ship, well, I mean, that's an interesting discussion that we can have to, maybe a lot of what Harold has described is what happens on, yeah, Jonathan says, yes, the 75 years makes a big difference. Paul. Prison is more comparable to slavery, honestly.
Amen.
I want to put slavery on our list. Can I add slavery to our list of topics?
Yeah. Slave mentality. Same difference. Get used to doing something and then you're free. Just like my family name, Ervin. We come from the Ervin plantation. All the Ervins is from Morganton, from the Ervin plantation. We're not no kin, but when they released slavery, when they released the Ervin plantation from slavery, all they had was first names. And so your name was John. You from the Ervin plantation, John Ervin. You from Ervin plantation too, Henry Ervin. All the Ervins is not no kin, but we all was from the Ervin plantation.
And where was it?
In Morganton.
Oh.
And who was the Ervin?
Senator Sam Ervin's daddy.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why our family name is Ervin, from the Senator Sam Ervin out of Morganton.
Now, for the younger people who are watching, Audrey, do you want to fill in who Sam Ervin
I can't.
was?
I know the name, but I can't place who he was.
I want to be clear about
That's our
this.
Oh,
So
my
let me jump over here for a minute.
Yeah, I
And
looked
do
up
what I
my
always
family history.
do. Sam Ervin. Some of the older participants here will remember. Samuel James Sam Ervin Jr. was an American politician, a Democrat. He served as a U.S. Senator from North Carolina from 1954 through 1974.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
To 1974?
All through the 60s.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute.
50s,
Wait a minute.
like starting in 54, which
Wait
should
a
come to
minute.
mind as being what's important about 1954.
That was the year that I was born.
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Wait a minute. He had a plantation.
Yeah. His daddy.
No.
His daddy.
Right.
His
It's-
before him.
Yeah.
He was a part of it. I mean, he was just,
I'm a little upset here.
Yeah.
He's,
Another topic I have written down here that I was going to bring up is power structures. If you're detecting a note of anger in me today, and that anger has been here for a long time, and it's going to stay until we get this right, but power structures have me torn up, and I'm gonna stay on this. You guys, I'm gonna be on here for hours today talking about power structures. So
I was born in Washington, D.C. in Freeman Hospital. Freeman Hospital because the hospitals were segregated. And so,
Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman Hospital.
yes, so it was part of Howard University. And so it was, yes. Oh my God. And so, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look
Urban-
up Howard University, everyone.
Most of the blacks names that they have comes from the plantations
Yeah.
owners. Right. Our names was African names. Our last names.
Mm-hmm.
They took them away from us. So we had
Yeah.
slave owners,
Yeah.
land owners, whoever was our boss. That's where our names come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I looked up my family history. That's what I found out. I was some kin to, well, my name come from the Ervin plantation in Morganton.
1954 to 1970s.
74. Yeah. Sam Ervin. Oh, there's more. It's pretty important. A native of Morganton, he liked to call himself a country lawyer, and often told humorous stories in his southern drawl. During his Senate career, Ervin was a legal defender of the Jim Crow laws and racial segregation as the South's constitutional expert during the congressional debates on civil rights.
Of course. But of course.
Unexpectedly, he became a liberal hero for his support of civil liberties. He is remembered for his work in the investigation committees that brought down Senator Joseph McCarthy in 1954, same year as Brown v. Board of Education.
Right.
And especially for his investigation of the Watergate scandal in 1972 that led to the resignation of Richard Nixon. Boo-hoo. Poor Richard. Poor Richard's almanac. Didn't make it as president. So sorry to hear that, Richard Nixon. Okay, I could go on, but that pretty much covers Samuel Ervin Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you could go look him up. There are plenty of comments. Let me go see what people are saying now.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it still there?
What?
His plantation.
They still got the land.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Urban plantation land. Yeah, it's still there. I can't get none of it though. I don't think.
Well,
Uh-oh. There it is.
Uh,
There it is. I done sparked.
A thought.
I done sparked.
Excuse me.
Virginia
Sure it
says,
is.
we have a page of comments here I need to read through. Thank you for participating. Virginia Stewart says, to act the way these authorities act is due to trauma to be dealt with.
Say that again.
To act the way these authorities act is due to trauma to be dealt with. Virginia is saying those are traumatized people.
The plantation owners?
The plantation owners.
I want a brownie
You want a brownie?
or a cookie or something over there. I send in that bowl, please. While you's up, thank you. If you can,
I don't want one. But thanks.
please.
Okay. So that's a big discussion. She's saying the reason they're acting that way is because they're traumatized.
Who?
The power
Yeah,
structure,
power
the
I don't
authorities.
believe any white plantation owners are traumatized by any bullshit.
That is exactly where we differ, Audrey.
That's exactly what?
Where we differ. Because I'm telling you right now, everybody on planet Earth is traumatized, including all the people in the... Bill Gates, you can't be acting the way you're acting unless you're traumatized. I don't know what your trauma is, but you need help because the world is in trouble and you have put yourself in charge of it. So it's time for you, Bill Gates, the one that I'm, you know, the one I'm talking about,
Yes.
to, because there are other Bill Gateses out there, but
Yes.
I'm talking about the one everybody knows the name of.
Yes.
Okay.
Me-
So
me-
this goes on. There's so many comments. I don't want to, you know, everybody wants to hear what everybody has to say now. I'm delighted. Okay. But anyway, I'm in agreement with Virginia. Everyone's traumatized. We can make that I'm going to put that down as a topic, trauma. Connie, and this is 10 minutes ago she said this. Harold, it must be so stressful feeling like you're under a microscope. And I get it when you say everyone has rules. We don't realize how much we have to conform to walk in society. Juanita, you seen your wife at the store and didn't speak. Wow. Okay, Juanita, you can type here, but I don't think this is, you know, we're gonna, right, okay. I'll get to the comments. Virginia, can we add the topic of trauma? Great, just did. Virginia, Harold, do you know your African family name?
No, I stopped.
No, we don't get that on 23andMe and
No.
genetics or anything. It
My
doesn't go.
My African name stopped at Morganton. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't go to Africa.
probably stopped in Charleston.
Probably stopped
Exactly.
there. Yeah.
It
Probably stopped in wherever, you know, before that.
doesn't do continent hopping.
Mm.
Paul. Dudley is doing better than a lot of people that has done far less time. To me, it's all about getting help and what you do with that help. Complete agreement. We're gonna name names today. In our community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with Virginia Dollar. Is that okay?
Is she the Dollar General store owner?
Maybe, I don't know. No, I doubt it. But Virginia Dollar is special program whatever at the community foundation and they use the word loosely as far as I'm concerned, of Western North Carolina. Who felt it important to tell me there are a lot of good people doing a lot of good work who could make a lot more money doing something else. Well, Virginia Dollar, I have a PhD in computer science from Georgia Tech, and I could get a lot more money doing other things, but this is the work that needs to be done, and it needs to be supported. So everybody out there, find Virginia Dollar and send her a little message, please. Thank you. Jonathan, it's also about the quality of the person and how they handle different situations. I mean, the quality of the person. Everybody wants to survive and have a place to live and have food and, not have to worry about everything. Beyond that.
What do you mean by the quality of the person?
Yeah, let me see if he said more. Maybe. I might be.
I mean, what is he?
Yeah.
I
Okay, he said, let me see, he's got more.
Delicious.
It's the comments are intermixed, and that happens on these live streams, so we'll have different threads.
Okay.
The next one is Juanita. Harold, I really need to talk to you face to face. That's gonna happen, it's just not right now is not the time. We will be in contact. Paul, Virginia, there's many of us that don't know our African family name because we know not where to search. That is true. And we should be doing that. I mean, my family knows back to 1825 when Andrew Liston came from Scotland to join his cousin Thomas in the slave trade. I've mentioned that to both of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned it on here, maybe last week.
They wouldn't like you.
Huh?
They wouldn't like you.
They don't like me.
Mm-mm.
Raleigh doesn't like me. Phil doesn't like me. And my sister, she doesn't like me. Because I'm talking about these things, and maybe they are behind closed doors in their churches or whatever, but I don't think so. And it's time for them to. The time has come for these decisions. It has arrived for solutions. Yeah, so we know not where to search. Having family being far removed from our history has left us with no out. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, these people are inheriting thousands of acres of land in Western North Carolina, right? Thousands of acres? For what? Being born in a family that has thousands and thousands of acres. Great. Okay. Congratulations.
Can I interject?
Please.
Me and my mentor, my big brother here, Richard, we don't always agree on a lot of stuff. But I love him and he loves me too. We probably ain't gonna never get along all the way together, but I love him and he loves me and I feel it. Just like my queen. And me and Richard, we go riding around a lot. And we went down to Rutherfordton, and we went, I think it's about 2 or 3 different communities of houses, empty. I mean, 20, 30 houses, empty. The roads.
Empty houses.
Whole houses, empty.
Why?
I don't know. And then we come to Asheville, and we see guys homeless living on the streets, out on the street, and the cops are asking for the ID while they out there on the streets. And Richard was like, "Look at all them houses now. They could put them people in them." And Richard said he gonna try to find out, because it's like somebody had told me that one person owned, or the family of the person owned a lot of that property.
Oh,
down
in
there
Rutherford?
in Rutherford, and they say that something happened and they didn't want to sell it and they didn't want to, but the parents or grandparents of the land was like, well, they died or left the stuff to the kids or something, and the kids don't want it, and but the parents had covered enough money to cover the taxes on it forever, so can't nobody really do nothing with it.
Virginia Dollar. There are houses upon houses down in Forest City, empty.
Calm down. You start to look like a madman.
That's why
I'm a madman.
I know.
that's-
Don't look like a Unabomber.
That's why it was when they seen all
That's
that
what the
empty
media
house.
wants to make people who are angry look like.
That's why.
Well, anger is the right thing to feel right now. It's not acceptable, Virginia Dollar.
I said, good gracious, all them houses.
It's too slow and it's not enough.
How did you know that the house
And if
was
you don't,
empty?
and if you
go
don't,
okay, you want to go? Just go down there.
No,
How
but
do we know?
How did you know
just
that?
look at them.
You could tell
You
that
see
people
right
don't live
through
them.
the
Right.
houses.
People don't live in there. You go all the way down the
Broken windows.
road. Broken windows. And just,
Houses could be fixed up.
some of them ain't even broken windows and stuff. Some
Yeah.
just not just empty.
It's just like one after the other going on the way down to the church that Tom Banfield is at.
Yeah.
Tom
That who?
Tom Banfield, who is a friend of Harold's and goes to church right down the road from where a number of those houses are empty. He goes every Sunday to this church by all these houses. They drive by them.
Second Baptist Church.
It seems to be a well-to-do church.
Well, the minister would know why those houses are empty.
Fill them up with some people you're feeding in the homeless shelter.
All right. Let me get back to this. We're way behind.
Well,
Okay, so Jonathan is saying, traumatized people also tend to gravitate to positions of power to compensate for their family's shortcomings. Do we understand that?
That's definitely true.
I get that concept. I know what you're saying now. I hear you, Jonathan. I know what you're saying now. I'm glad you straightened that up.
It's trauma across the board. It's different kinds of trauma.
Different kind of trauma, but it's okay.
They also tend to gravitate towards jobs where they have positions of sort of like policemen.
You ain't got to touch nothing. I ain't got to do nothing because I moved up here and I ain't got to touch nothing.
Prison guards, they have
Or
authority.
it's the only skills that our broken educational system
Military.
has allowed them to gain.
Yeah, that they have some sort of authority, perceived authority.
All right. Thank you all for hanging in here. Emily, maybe you could define traumatization and show how a certain person's behavior shows they are traumatized. Even when they are people most wouldn't expect to hear about, like Bill Gates. It's a big topic, and I'm not sure we can do this right now. In this one,
Yeah, it's a quarter of.
I'm going to stay here for a little while, with your permission.
But it stops airing.
No, it doesn't. It goes as long as I feel like doing it. I hit the button that says end stream.
Oh, I thought we did this last week and you found out it ended at 12.
No. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe other people are doing a good job because there's a lot of comments on here. Let me see if maybe other people are helping out. Connie says, "Wow, Paul, I can't imagine what that is like."
Can't imagine what being traumatized is.
No, so you're talking about Paul and
Something
Paul.
Paul about trying to find family history.
Oh.
Yeah, and being left with no, nothing. Okay. Connie says, I'm not having any luck looking up Virginia Dollar. She's on the staff of the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina. I can send you a link and her phone number. Jonathan says, the quality of a person is not what kind is what kind of reactions and decisions they make at the end of the day. Do they prefer reasonableness or violence, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
Paul says, I see people throwing the word trauma around. Nobody on this planet is as traumatized as the black man released from incarceration that has paid his debt to society only to have society decide he's not worthy of a second chance.
Good gracious of mine.
I agree.
Woo! Hit him in the head, push. Hit him in the head.
I'm in total agreement with you, Paul.
Boy.
Black men released from our incarceration is that group is among the most vulnerable in society, and our authorities
Don't care.
some of them care. Some of them just simply don't know what to do because they didn't learn it at Duke University. They didn't learn it at UNC Chapel Hill. They didn't learn it at North Carolina State, where what are they learning? They're learning how to build roads that stress people out.
I know a lot of them say the right words in front of the cameras and microphones to get the donations, but they really don't care. So
I am in agreement.
It's a couple of them people that's on them boards and talking on them televisions and on the microphone. We done called and talked to them and asked them, look, my name's Harold Ervin. I've been in prison 30 years, man. I ain't got a place to live. I ain't got a job. My health is going bad. I can't work like I used to can work. I need some assistance, man. Well, you got to call back later or put you on hold for 2 hours, listen to that music. And you can't get what I supposed to do, man? What y'all want me to do? You get up there and say you're gonna do this, and then when the actual person come to you, ain't nothing there. You put them on hold, get the assistant or somebody or something. And I just been spinning wheels around. If it hadn't been for Richard, I don't know where I'd be, man. For real. And there's other guys coming out, man. The guys done their time 20, 30 years behind me. They coming out. Like my nephew done 25 years. He out here, he's 17, now he's 40. Spinning his wheels, ain't no help.
No help, Virginia Dollar.
You know what I'm saying?
I keep saying the whole name because we have Virginia Stewart over here, who is an artist that Virginia Dollar and her people should buy the artwork of because they have the money over here, and Virginia Stewart needs it and deserves it. And the Virginia Dollar crowd needs to hear what Harold is saying and answer the questions. And you can feign caring, but at the end of the day, your actions demonstrate whether you care or not your words. Some words, but if you have the money, that's what will show whether you care or not.
Could you explain to me what does tax deductible mean? If somebody donate to charity, what does they get a tax?
Well, when you do your taxes, your annual taxes, that you can, if you can deduct the amount that you contributed. You can make it a tax deduction, so you can.
Won't be taxed for it.
It won't be taxed. That amount that you deducted will not be taxed.
Okay, that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what it meant. I say it's tax deductible, but I really didn't know what tax deductible meant.
Right. So you can actually, if you made $20,000 that year, and you donated $1,000 to this nonprofit, you can actually take that amount and it won't be actually taxed by the government.
19,000.
That's
was
So
smart.
so 19,000 will be taxed, but 1,000 will not.
That's smart. People ought to do that.
So so it
Yeah.
actually comes right off the top and it will not be deducted.
Okay.
I mean, it will not be
It's,
taxed.
it's not. Let's be clear. It doesn't mean that once you figured out how much tax you owe, like let's say you owe $25,000 in tax, it doesn't mean that if you gave $2,000 to this organization, you don't subtract 2,000 from what you owe the government, right?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's do that again. Let's say you've done your taxes, right? And it says you owe 25,000. You have to write a check to the government for 25,000. It does not mean that you write a $2,000 check over to this organization and you subtract that and now you owe 23,000 to the government. It doesn't work that way. It's you calculate your income that is taxed, then you subtract that amount, and that amount is the amount that you is calculated for how much tax you owe. It can put you into a lower tax bracket, and which can save, I don't know the details. That's why every time I say it, I encourage people, go talk to your accountant and say, how much is a reasonable amount for me to donate to Spear College Project, who is trying to help people? That's what I do. It's clear. Go talk to your accountant, who is the expert. It will relieve their minds of having to calculate it all out. Okay. Jonathan, I think those who prefer reasonableness come from loving families where they were heard as children. Violent people were more likely unheard. It is my belief that that is the source of violence. When a person feels like this is the only strategy I have to make my voice heard or to get what I need.
I can relate. I don't want to put too much out there because of my book. It's supposed to be
It'll happen.
getting done. But I was raised in a violent home, and I guess that's why I got such a violent record. But the louder you was, the more you was heard.
Right.
I had a big family. I had 7 sisters and 1 brother. And I'm the baby. So I'm crying the loudest to get over all that, to be seen, to be heard, or whatever. Oh, that's just her. My nickname is her, baby. Baby her, baby, they call. Oh, it's just the baby. That's her, baby. He over there in the. I got to get heard. Most of my nieces and nephews older than me. Who I call my nieces and nephews are my great nieces and nephews. So I had to be loud. And, so I can understand that concept.
Yeah. I'm in great agreement with that. Let's see. Thank you, Jonathan. Virginia says, does Virginia Dollar live in Mount Sterling, Kentucky? No. Not as far as I know. She's in Asheville. So it's the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina. I think if you just look that up and contact pretty much anybody there and tell them they all need to know about what we're doing and support it, then that would be great. Connie says, it's a vicious cycle for the black man. So much is stacked against him. It has to stop! Exclamation point, exclamation point. We're in agreement. Juanita, Richard and Harold what y'all don't know is that the state got those houses because they are getting ready to put a bigger road there.
Eminent domain.
Thank you, Juanita.
Well, that's
Thank you, Juanita. I didn't know that.
okay. That's interesting information to know. Yeah.
So
So
there's
they're
a
gonna put
window of opportunity to
So they're secretly making a road.
exactly
And putting people out of them, and people need them houses.
right,
People don't need no road. They need homes.
right. Now,
Well, it's like, where did those people go?
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Virginia Stewart, the brilliant artist, who everybody should purchase some artwork of while it's cheap. And I want to plug other people. I want to plug Emily. I want to plug Jonathan. I want to plug David's artwork before he even does it. Emily Neblock, musician.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Stewart, artist and multi-talented, amazing person. So Virginia Stewart, I'm reading a book called Waking the Tiger, which is about healing trauma. Very good book. Waking the Tiger. Sounds great. And I have to see what emoticons. Smiles from Juanita. I think. Is that? Yeah. Cool. Paul. Richard, Harold is blessed to have you in his corner because you are navigating his reacquaintance with a society that has deteriorated tremendously while he was away. Kudos. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It has.
unfortunately,
It's worse.
it's less caring. I think, actually thinking about nonprofits, I don't know this for a fact, but I would think that there are less, I don't know this for a fact, but it seems as though there are less nonprofits and what they do is less, and that there's just less out there.
Yeah.
The nonprofits that I've gotten in touch with since I've been free, you don't see the president, the head man at all. You see some assistant of the nonprofits that's out there that's getting all the big donations and all this stuff. You never see them. They're in their office up in somewhere. Not the head man of spirit right here with me.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's always going to be that way.
You know, and we're on the ground. The head people in them big organizations, them big, you don't see them.
They are putting distance between themselves and the rest of the people. That's what they're doing. They're building not bridges, but walls. That's what they're doing. And a lot of them live in gated communities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
You know, this is the nonprofit capital of the United States.
North
This,
Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
you know what? You know where else is?
Hmm.
Chester County in Pennsylvania, where I moved down here from.
Hmm.
But these two places are very high in it.
Hmm.
I mean, and the other thing is that the universities here they churn out more social workers here
Well,
too.
is.
So it's sort of a poverty train cycle
Okay.
because
The social workers come from Western Carolina University, which has the Koch Institute. You know about the Koch brothers?
of course,
You know about the Koch brothers?
Mm-mm.
They're among the richest people in the world, made all their money through oil.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, he's got a foundation. I'm halfway through writing a grant to that foundation.
several.
Huh?
I mean, they have several.
Oh, the families have there's
Yeah.
the Charles Koch, there's the Koch, yeah. Ridiculous money.
Hacks.
Virginia Dollar, maybe you can connect us with them. I watched a video of Charles Koch recently, and I think, maybe he and I would be able to actually connect.
There's some element that you can connect on because he's into everything. Actually, he's
Yeah. So, Virginia Dollar, let's, set me up some meetings. Harold would like to meet him as well. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I am doing my best. As you are, and Harold is, and Audrey is, and Emily is, and Virginia is, and Jonathan is, and everybody on here. I love this. We're getting comments. Let's see. This comment was from 11:17 and 11:47. So we're only 10 minutes behind in your comments.
I'm still leaving.
Emily. Emily says, money is a difficult topic, and I think it would be most productive to start our efforts with an accurate understanding of that. Most people fear scarcity, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, look at the toilet paper run. My God. The meat shortage? Yes.
Emily continues. I think demands or requests for money or quests for money have some strategy behind them that we need to figure out. I understand everything you're saying, and I cheer for your strength, but ... And somebody else has got, oh, I'll get to this comment in a minute. But I'm going to continue with Emily's, which continued down further. Emily says, but I think shaming the people who are already clinging to their money is most likely to cause them to move further away. It's a difficult subject. Both tactics are needed at different times, aggressive and kind.
Makes sense.
Connie says, good points, Emily, and I'm going to back up. There's the name on the account is Bill Justice, and the comment is, this is Dolores. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, Dolores.
Dolores. Oh, yeah.
Connie says, good points, Emily. Juanita, you're welcome, Richard. We'll talk soon. I wanted to stop by this week, but it's been a difficult week. Let me just leave it at that. But I'll stop by. I will. I'll be there. Okay, Dolores. Richard is building a foundation, and with building you need funds to progress. So at this time, we were requesting donations in order to help us progress to the next level. Connie says, thank you, Dolores. Connie says, do you really need more roads? Shouldn't we focus on getting people housing first?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we should. I imagine Virginia Dollar, at least, is going to be watching this video all the way through.
I'm sure.
And I'm sure she'll pass the word. Juanita, the people that was in the houses, they got paid, but I don't know how much. We'll look into that when we get some time free, get things settled. Dolores says, when these gentlemen get out into this society, the first thing they look at is a wall, and it's difficult for them to achieve what they need to achieve. So we are providing resources. Paul says, Connie, in today's world, roads and buildings are more important than human life. Look at the number of homeless.
Ooh, I push it. That's Paul's nickname.
Yeah.
Not for me, I call him Push It. Cause what he do right there, we call him Push It. He push it to the limit. Always.
Great.
That's his nickname, Push It.
We need it all.
That's cute.
We need it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Push It.
Actually, Dolores' comment continues down. It's difficult for them to achieve what they need to achieve, so what we are providing resources, support, in order to become better citizens and individuals with better mental capacity and stability, which allows them the ability to build a better future.
That
All
could
right,
be a
Dolores.
promo. I know.
All right, Dolores. All right, now.
Dolores knows that I know, and I know, of course she would be on. Of course you would be on here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores. Why don't you tweet that out there?
Dolores says, I want Richard to reiterate his
I'm
values.
going to start charging that. That's your sixth one. That was
You're right. Do you have him under a microscope?
Yes, I'm counting his calories and I'm charging him for
Good.
each one. Yes.
That means she cares. Dolores, I want Richard to reiterate his values when it comes to Spear College project. I will do that. I just want to say, the whole time I have wanted to change it from being my thing to our thing. So I'm going to say, this is, huh?
Whoa!
What?
What you just said?
When I first started Spear College Project,
Mm-hmm.
I was going around talking about my program.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, people told me, you need to change that word to our.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either of you have heard me. Maybe sometime I slip, but most of the time, just because, I built the program. But I almost always use the word our and we when I talk about Sphere. You look.
I
You
ain't
look
gonna
like
say
this.
nothing.
What?
I ain't gonna say that.
No, really? Okay.
Your way or the highway?
No, there's a difference.
Mm.
All right. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about my values. I'm going to talk about our values. Thanks for the question, Dolores. Our values are care, collaboration, community, connection, diversity, enjoyment, and this one has been lacking.
Enjoyment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come in? When did that come out?
Several years ago.
Okay, let's write
It's
that
been
down.
on the website for several years. Enjoyment. Did I say diversity? I think I said diversity. Diversity. Enjoyment. Openness. Innovation. And the ninth one is personal development. What are these values? These are the concepts that we should all be keeping in mind as we are making decisions about how to go through our lives together as a community, because that is what we are building. We are building a community of learners. Why? Because knowledge is or brings power. That's what people like Bill Gates and the Koch brothers and Carlos Slim and all those people have. They have knowledge and education. And it's knowledge and education that most people don't have, but I have access to and would love to share. Because then we're all on equal footing. And we make our choices. So, but that's what the values are. Thanks for the question. Connie says, I know, Paul, it's appalling. Appalling. Thank you.
It's cute.
Paul says, Juanita, just as the state pays for these houses to put roads through, they can purchase other houses to house people as transitional houses. Absolutely, Paul. That's a great suggestion. But I'd also say we don't need another road. We need to leave those houses there. And the cheaper thing would be just to fix up the houses and
Put people on.
drive less. So we're not dependent upon foreign oil.
I wonder what senator is over that project. I wonder how many people's homeless in his district that he voted to have that road put through there and them houses empty. What senator or congressman or whatever.
Or House Representative
House
in North
Rep-
Carolina.
yeah.
Well, I wonder if it's the same guy who said, who is quoted in the newspaper some times ago when where was a place you worked at for 5 days a week for 12 hours a day in front of the
Everest.
machine? That was Everest.
Mm-hmm.
I looked that up, and there's some politician several years ago before they came in, who was so happy about all the jobs that were going to be created.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's this kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's so happy that people are going to be put into, what do we have? Slavery. That's one of our topics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. They
Would you
want
say
us-
that was like a slave job?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen. Mm-hmm.
So, we got some politicians to talk to. Susan Fisher. Do you know who Susan Fisher is?
Mm-mm.
She's our state representative in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's our state representative in North Carolina.
From
I called
Buncombe
her
County?
weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, her assistant, answered, and we had a discussion, and she said she would alert Susan Fisher and have her call me. I didn't hear anything. I called her back. I spoke with Brittany again, and
I have to laugh at any time
And
I hear
it-
Brittany. There's even the name Brittany.
yeah, she
'Cause
gave
you know.
me, yeah. Brittany is actually an area in you know where Brittany is? France. It's in the northwest of France. It's on the coast, sort of right across from England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad that they made it a name here that is overly used.
Okay. Audrey's bringing
Culture.
humorous effect
Mm-hmm.
to all the Britneys out there.
Slamming them.
She doesn't really
Hate them.
hate your name.
But what's up with what she do? She put you, I remember what she did. Put you on hold again.
Well, no, she didn't.
Did-
She gave me her email address, and I sent her an email. And I haven't heard anything from my representative, Susan Fisher, for weeks during this,
Oh, she's busy with the pandemic.
presumably.
Yeah. She's out healing people.
Due to COVID-19.
She's healing
They're
people.
using that as an excuse.
No.
not-
No. She thinks she's helping. She's over in Raleigh, and they're all voting on stuff, and they're dribbling out dollars, to people a little bit at a time, and they're going through the big organizations, and those people are getting paid
I want to share something
too
else.
much money.
I want to share something else with people getting out of prison, having struggle with your money and all this kind of stuff. I still haven't received my income tax check, and it's still approved for me to get it. I don't have any liens on my income tax or nothing.
Your refund?
Yes. I called
You mean the
IRS.
$1,200? You mean the stimulus check or the
Stem-
refund?
Both. I still haven't received neither one of them. Ain't nothing been held against me. My wife didn't get none of them. There ain't nothing been held against it. You know what I'm saying? People were trying to say, well, I called the IRS. We went to H&R Block. We went to the bank. We went everywhere. And said, I don't know. They're just holding it. Maybe because I don't know. They just. I'm just got out of prison. I need all the dollars I can get. They pay my rent, pay my light bill, water. They holding my money. Just I don't know, and I don't know why. Then I had an appointment to go to them, IRS in Asheville, and they told me they had to reschedule my appointment because of the virus thing. I said, well, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? We'll call you. So if I was on the street homeless, I guess what? I'd be still on the street homeless. Right, and it's approved, and I got my money. I know exactly how much I'm supposed to get and everything. It's approved for me to receive it, but they haven't released it to me yet.
Dolores, we live in a society where people believe that all the funds that they have in their pockets or earn will only help them. Why not open your heart and reach out to help someone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Emily, we have a set number of alphabetic characters we can type in a message if you don't know that. She's informing me, yes, when they type, they get 200 characters to write something, and then it goes up, and then it takes a while before they can continue typing, so that's why long typing things get broken up.
Oh, that's the coffee machine.
Some more coffee.
Okay. Jonathan.
Can I have another one?
Jonathan says, I agree with Emily. Shaming never works. What needs to be done is change the paradigm. Go back to the 50s and the 90% tax bracket. The 50s was a boom time, so no comments like trickle-down theories work okay. I'm going to simplify. Here's the plate that the rich people are on, and here's the plate that everybody else is on. The money's here. It needs to come over here. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I just feel as though I'm saying true things. The money is, there's money over here, like money, like a big pile of it, right? And then this plate is empty. And if it comes over, now what these people are worried about is whether these people are going to spend it okay.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they say, we're only going to give that money to established organizations so that we know that it's all being spent well and spent right and all that. But here's the thing. It hasn't been. You know how we know?
It's still empty. Mm-hmm. I know somebody gave me an analogy of $1 being spent to one of them organizations, that's big organizations
Yeah.
you donate to.
Mm-hmm.
Is that somebody donate $1 to the organization for me.
Yeah.
You know how much I would get of that $1? Maybe a nickel
Right.
in them type organizations.
Mm-hmm.
With Rich, I get the whole $1.
Dolores says, Richard is one of the greatest inspirations that could possibly step into anyone's life. And I'd like to recommend him for all that he does for Sphere College Project. Thank you, Dolores. Jonathan says, oh, what? I missed it. I lost it. Not that any of us would comment like that. He's a him. He's being, oh, right. He's talking about the trickle-down theories that he has mentioned before. He's being sarcastic. Okay, Juanita, everyone have a good day. I have to go take care of my clients. Heart. Maybe you're gone. Thank you for being here if you're still here. Maybe you'll watch the rest later. Thank you, Juanita. I'll see you soon. Paul. Not only are there many houses empty, but buildings as well. The people with the funds could very well purchase these buildings and allow them to be used as job training and resource centers. I'm in complete agreement. I think that would be a far better use of funds, and I think it would benefit all the citizens of North Carolina immediately. That's what I think. Dolores, don't give up on me, because guess what? You're going to make a better future for me. I'm leaving on Monday. Okay, we'll talk. Jonathan.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Where you going,
If you wanna-
Dolores?
If you want to
Yeah.
say any more about that, I'd
Give us heads up.
be delighted to hear about it. Maybe she did
Mhm.
down there. There's more comments. Jonathan. So maybe I think you should hear these comments. Paul. No, not only are there many houses empty, but buildings as well. The people with the funds could very well purchase these buildings and allow them to be used as job training and resource centers. And I agree wholeheartedly. Watch out. What? Don't. Yeah, okay. Dolores says, don't give up on me, because guess what? You're going to make a better future for me. I'm leaving on Monday.
Oh, you know what? Deep talk.
Okay. Great.
Good.
Um,
Well, we'll see on Monday.
Jonathan says, we should maybe have a discussion about people's names.
You need to.
Pardon?
I'm saying she needed to direct that comment to Dolores, looking at that stuff. She respects you a lot. She do.
What did you say?
I said we'll see on Monday.
We'll see on Monday.
Tell her.
Yeah, Dolores. I'll
Okay.
talk to her later. Yeah.
All right.
She highly respects you. She do.
Okay.
I'm not going to give up on anybody. But it may very well be that I can take a hiatus, because this is having a toll on me.
Is that Jonathan you're reading, or are you reading?
No, I'm
is that
saying
you
this is
coming?
Richard-
This is Richard talking?
Richard's comment.
Oh,
I'm not going to give up on anybody, but I can take a hiatus. All right.
Hiatus, what's that?
That means take a break. Take a,
sabbatical.
yeah.
That's
Take a,
sabbatical.
yeah.
That's
a break.
It's a break.
Take a break.
In higher education, a sabbatical is you get to not teach anything for a whole semester, but we're going to expect you to write a book, or we're going to expect you to do a bunch of research.
But we're gonna save your job for you, so
Your
when you
job
come
will
back,
still be here.
yeah,
But let's
paid
just
like
make sure
paid
that,
leave.
yeah, yeah. That's what
I
it's
wish
about.
I could do that.
It's it's a
You
cushy
need
way.
to do that. That's what we're trying to do
I
for
wish I
you.
could do that.
I know, exactly. You need that.
But we'll hold your space. We'll hold your spot open for you.
I've tried to, let me give you another. I try to focus, my pain is so, I try to help other people, you know, because it helps me not to think of me,
Yes,
you
sure,
know. You know,
sure.
I just want you to understand, man, I don't mean no harm about bringing people to you or trying to help somebody. It's a reflection of looking in here and looking at my situation. That's why I try to help. I had him stop the other day. This ain't nothing to do with what did I save?
A bird.
Fell out of the nest in the road. People going by about to run over. I mean, Rich stopped the car. I got out and pushed that bird over there to the edge of the road.
Didn't touch it. Encouraged it over onto the side of the road so that it would.
You know what I'm saying? I focused on helping. I had a trailer full of people, and I wasn't supposed to. I got that trailer. I was told, don't have nobody else in there. You the only one on that lease. I'm helping everybody. I had every room full all the time, and the couches in the living room, helping people. I'm gonna have to focus on me. It's hard, you know. I guess I got to turn what you say, hiatus or whatever.
Yeah.
About helping people. I guess I don't know.
We just need to.
You have to learn to say no. The Holiday Inn is closed. Harold's Holiday Inn is not.
Until there's enough. I mean, but what am I going to tell you to think or do? You know, I don't know. I'm going to get back on here. Jonathan's comment is, we should maybe have a discussion about people's names. Interesting subject, but maybe not in our line. it's
About
a great
people's names? What
names.
does that mean?
Well, it's part of the whole history and
Where
where
names
they
come
Oh, you
from.
mean the last names
Yeah,
of, oh, is
yeah.
that what, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so-
I was
It's
thinking.
more
he's-
than that. I mean, there's also people's own. We identify. We think about. As children, we think about what is my name? What does it mean? Who am I? And then we make a decision and we, like,
Like, why are you going by Richard instead of your first name?
right.
Yeah, why don't you go by Jimmy? Because, that's the South Carolina, and you gotta
What's
be
your
Jimmy.
first name?
No, my first name is John.
John.
There
Oh, I
are
thought it was
several
Jane.
other listings in the family, and now I just learned about a new one a few days ago whose first name is John.
Oh, you learned about, is he illegitimate?
No.
You sure?
How many John?
You're thinking.
How many
Nobody's
John?
illegitimate. That's a bad word to use. Don't use it. Nobody's illegitimate.
Oh.
That's that came from the power
Yeah.
structure. That's why we reuse those words.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. You think about it, it's, no one's
No one is
illegitimate.
illegitimate.
Yeah, it's like an
There's no
illegal
such
alien.
thing. Yeah,
It's an awful term.
it's a horrible term, but thank you for
But yeah, the
bringing up
John. Yeah.
the conversation. Yeah.
So are you a John?
Yes.
A John.
Mhm.
That's the other thing.
I'm
Being
a-
a
I
John.
am a John. No, thank you.
I need all of them. Well,
Let me move them because you're gonna be sick. Do you want it like a sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
I have a tuna fish.
That'll work.
You want me to make it for you?
No, I'll make it.
I'm not. I was kidding.
Oh, yes.
Dolores says, "You guys, I just want you to know that if you want anybody to believe in you, Richard knows that you have underlying talents that no one else can see. And he works hard at bringing those things out in you."
Mm.
Dolores, I cannot imagine, you know this, I can't imagine what it's like to be the genius that you are trying to make it through where you are. I just got to get things solidified first. Thank you for your contributions. Jonathan, rich people, not all of them, suffer from feelings of inadequacy. My friends all have Porsches. He's not saying, he's as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And short-sightedness. It's fun to get rich, and who cares about the future anyway? Paul says, Jonathan, facts. Paul. He says, Dudley, that's the reason I came down, was for you to help others from a distance and to get you up close and personal to help yourself.
Thank you, Push It.
Jonathan, when I was in the Navy, there were a few rich kids who were textbook examples of me first. Live for the moment. The one with the most toys and bigger bank account wins. Paul, also you know what I told all of those you were helping that wasn't doing nothing but using you. Your family. I'm not going to have anyone jeopardize you moving up in life.
That's right. Oh, tell it like it is.
Well, we still got 8 people on here, and I just finished catching up with all the comments. Emily, your point is well taken about shaming never working. And I recognize that I am having a tendency to do that. Right now, that's how I'm feeling, because I honestly do not know any other strategies, because I feel as though I have used all the strategies that I have that aren't shaming.
we're going to. I made Richard a promise. I'm in transition moving right now. I need some funds to do so. But he said we got to go to work to get some donations for me to make this transition move. And I promised him, I said, Monday morning, I'm put on a nice outfit or whatever I can get on, put on. And we're going uptown to the county, to the city of Asheville, where all these people, big organizations is, and we're going to knock on some doors and knock them and talk to them face to face, not no telephone. That's what I'm used to. I can't do this. Dolores can tear that telephone, that internet, and all that stuff up, and I can't do it. I got to do. I only like to talk to Richard on the phone. He wants me to call him. We was man, I just don't do the phone. Wasn't no cell phones when I was on the street. You know, wasn't. So I'm not used to it. Face to face is where I'm a better person of communicating or whatever, receiving and giving communication. That's face to face. I do that eye contact and all that. Anyway, we're going Monday, we're going Tuesday, we're going Wednesday, we're going Thursday, we're going Friday. Every day, I'm going to the county, the city, this, knocking on some doors and talking to some people. We got flyers together and stuff, and that's the way.
Face mask?
Yeah, and a face mask. And we're finna go do some. I'm finna go do some groundwork. I wish I had Dolores with me. She was straighten out, get herself together. She's the better with them, you know, what I mean, talking, right? So, but I think I'm better with. But we need some help, man. We need some funds. Huh? Money, running thin. You know.
Dolores says, without funding, Sphere College Project is unable to provide the resources that we so desperately need for those who are in need of resources, mentorship, and guidance. We also need funding to provide, and the comment hasn't come up yet. But
well, we're going Monday.
yeah.
We're going.
Emily, I often wish I could live down there too, so I can be a softening influence teammate.
Yes.
But I live here right now. But I would like to find more and more ways to do my sphere job.
Mm-hmm.
And she's reacting to what you just said. That is so great, Harold. Yes. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Virginia, Harold, you and Richard are heroes. Thank you so much for taking the time to go door to door.
Yes, it's time.
We're going to sell some Virginia Stewarts too.
It's time.
And to all the people who have been fortunate enough for me to encourage you to purchase a work while they're only $4,000, all I'm going to be saying, all I'm going to be able to say when they are $40,000 is, I did mention it. You know, I'm not hiding the information. It's sitting there, and Virginia says, cool. Yeah. I talked the most today. I can sit back for a little while. Oh, there's more comments. That's because I'm reading comments too. There's another comment just popped up. Dolores says, I decided to step forward and become the person that I needed to be. Richard, Dudley, and Queen Audrey, saw those things in me and pushed me to gain my sobriety and become the person I truly am. And Dolores knows how powerful that is and how far we can go with that.
I want to address two people. It's about time for Bill? It's been time for Bill.
Yeah.
I want to address two people. Dolores and Juanita.
She's not here, but maybe she can watch later.
Dolores, sobriety is very, very important. Everything that's not in line with getting, it clouds your focus, clouds your vision. You got to get, you can't do it for me, you can't do it for your kids, you can't do it for us, you got to do it for Dolores. It ain't going to work without that. If you don't want to do it for Dolores, it ain't going to work. And I feel like we done showed you what we're gonna do for you. Show us what you're gonna do for us, and that's been getting yourself straightened out. And the door open, but it's on you to come through the door. You know, the door is open, but it's on you to come through the door. And we ain't shut the door. It's on you to come through the door. And show us that you want to come through. That's all it is. You got to do it for you. My wife, Juanita, I don't hate you. I love you. You there for me when I ain't have no family. But I don't know how to proceed with us for now. And I just want you to know I ain't gonna, if you ever need me, I'll be there. I ain't gonna never turn my back on you. You ain't never turn your back on me. And I respect you. And I still love you. As Richard was saying, I'm in a transition of moving, and I don't have a job, I don't have no income and stuff. And right now we're trying to, I don't know when I'll be able to contact you and be back down there to even talk to you. So right now I'm in the transition of trying to get myself together. So that's what I want to say to you.
Dolores says, I'm highly educated and well-spoken, and I have been waiting for someone to care enough about me so in saying that I'm going to go to a center to help push me to become the person I was 8 months ago. And Juanita's still here. And she says, Harold, I love you too. Very much. You know where I live. Dolores says, I am sorry, Audrey, Richard, and baby Harold.
This is Harold's sirens. Remember the sirens?
Yeah. Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
Siren. I'm not saying it right.
Shall I fill in that for people?
Yes.
So in Greek, Roman mythology, there are, for ships, there are these mythical creatures who are women, maybe? Womanish?
Women.
Creatures, women, mythological creatures who hang out on the rocks. Mm-hmm. And call the ships. And the ships
crash,
hit the rocks.
Well, because they're attracted to the sound.
The beautiful sound
of their voices. In the night. In the fog.
Sure wouldn't explain that.
Yes.
And Juanita is being very reasonable in some of her comments here. I really need to talk to you. Harold, I don't hate, I'm just hurt. We get that. We're just trying to get solid. Virginia, I'm with you in spirit, Dolores. Yours is a warrior's path. That is true.
Yeah.
Dolores. See, this is what Sphere College Project is about. Building people, mentorship, helping people, and build better futures. I will be one of their success stories. And she says, I hate spell correct. I get it. Paul says, Dolores, nobody can push you to anything. You have to push yourself because you are sick and tired of preventing yourself from living better rather than settling for existing. Virginia, sirens. Yes. Okay, well, this has been, there may be a few comments that are still coming in, but I feel
better than I felt this morning when I came in.
yeah, definitely.
Do you feel better, my queen?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, and I wanted to tell a story. I'll close with a story. This is for Dolores. My story about it made me think of her Monday.
Can I use a pen?
Oh,
I have a thought.
and it was getting sober. Is Dolores still there?
Yeah,
Probably,
she's
yeah.
looking at you right there.
Oh, okay, because I can't see. How do you know that she's looking at me?
Because that's where the
That's
camera
where the
is.
camera is.
Oh,
That's all we know.
oh, okay.
And she's typing, so she's still.
Oh,
She's
okay.
talking, so she's looking at you.
But anyway, I know that making the decision to say I'm going to get sober is a big decision, and it's one that is somewhat scary. And I remember that I was thinking about it, but before I actually made that decision, I remember that I was, my husband and I were on a boat. Well, actually, it was a boat that he had bought, and because he always wanted a boat. He was in the Navy. He loves the ocean. And I was drinking my usual drink, which was vodka and cranberry juice. And I would put vodka in a juice bottle, Ocean Spray, the little juice bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So it was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I was a little drunk. And I was walking, and I fell overboard. And we were in the Chesapeake Bay. And if you're not from Eastern Shore or from the Maryland area, Chesapeake Bay is off the coast of Maryland, where the Chesapeake Bay Bridge is. We were in that area. And when I fell overboard, I always thought that when you fell in the ocean, that because of the fat on your body, it would just make you float to the top. But it doesn't. When you fall into the ocean and you sink, you stay down there. And I found that it was really comfortable. And I felt just like I was in an embryo. That's what I felt like. It was like I sunk to the bottom. And then I said, it feels really comfortable down here, and I had always had these suicide ideations. I wanted to kill myself because I didn't know how to live without drinking. And so I thought, this is perfect. I'm going to die. I will just stay down here. And so I didn't move my arms at all. I said, I can just die down here. It's perfect. And I didn't make any attempt to move. And it was a perfect feeling. And it was perfect except that Dennis came and got me. Dennis is my husband, and he found me. And he brought me to shore. And then I found out I was in 90 feet of water. Yeah. And so he was in the galley of the kitchen area of the boat. So it was kind of amazing that he realized that I had fallen overboard, but he had seen me through the window. So it just happened that I was on the side of the boat where the kitchen was. But I was underwater for a long time, long enough to have these thought processes go through my head. But, you know, I remember thinking, this is really nice. This is, thinking I can see, I can look around. It feels perfect. And I just didn't do anything. I was just thinking, this is perfect. I'm going to die. I'm going to die down here. And that was like the solution. And then he ruined it. He did. And that's the end of the story.
I see.
You get it, Dolores? Yeah.
So
That was for you, Dolores.
the moral of the story is, you're ready when you're ready. So that day I wasn't ready, but later on I was. But there is a God.
Yeah, it is.
Because that was it was going to be perfect, but he ruined it.
Yeah, but then you couldn't be here telling that story.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was going to be a perfect way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, your story needs to be told. My story needs to be told. Your story needs to be told. Everybody's story needs to be told, man, because somebody's in your same predicament somewhere around this world. Yeah,
because, I mean, it was a perfect way to go. Because it's like perfect boat, perfect water.
You know what I've been thinking? This is a thought. I don't know if I should even say this. You know, my sister that's next to me, my sister Dinky, her name was Wanda Ervin.
Then you call her what?
We call her Dinky.
Dinky.
Yeah, she they said she committed suicide, jumped off the Westgate Bridge to the French Broad River.
Mm-hmm.
They charged her husband with it, Ernest Johnson, but then they exonerated him, said there wasn't no witnesses. So he said he didn't do it, she jumped. And my feelings of moving back to Asheville, being around Asheville in a depressed state of mind, I wish I get that French Broad River and go get my sister. So, that's another reason I want to be around here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of close with her kids and grandkids. And I try to stay in contact with them, know Uncle Earl love them and this and that. Trying to be here for them because my baby sister's kids. And I don't know if she was taken away from us or she left us. But I get that feeling a lot every time I cross that bridge. That's my sister. Who's close? So, I kind of know that feeling you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I had it last night, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And That's one of the reasons I left Juanita. I don't want to hurt her like that. I was ready to go at that time too. No. But,
And it's bad because when you're mad at someone for coming to save you,
yeah.
and then you can't tell the person how mad you are at them for coming.
And my mentor said that yesterday. Boy, that just rocked my world. It messed me up there. I thought he was the strongest man in the world. Him. He said that yesterday. I don't even know if I should be saying that. It rocked my world. He don't even know how hard it rocked when he said that.
All of humanity is currently killing itself. And we have to stop. All of humanity is suicidal right now. You might not believe it.
Oh, I don't know.
But it is. That we cannot look at what's going on and arrive at a different conclusion. I mean, I'm including Bill Gates, the Koch brothers, Carlos Slim, those others who were in that list. They're suicidal, and they're taking us with them. I mean, they're trying, I guess. I don't know. But
I feel like, well, it's been a struggle for Richard looking out for me, man. And he done come to his wit's end about he can't do it anymore. And so like we can't get the support to help. You know.
I can hold together until Monday.
And it frustrated me when he said that. Oh man, I get out there. I don't need to be putting that stress on him like that. I get out the way. That's what I felt. You know? You know what I'm talking about? He's stressed out because he's trying to look out for me. And it's made him have a thought like that. I need to get the hell out the way. Because it'll be on my conscience if he did that. Because he done it for me. You know? He didn't say it that way, but I swear I took it. That's the way I took that.
Can I take it back?
It's scarred in my heart forever.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I went and looked at that river last night. Somebody trying to help you, and they frustrated because they can't help you, and they running out of funds to help you. And they talk about killing themselves. God almighty. And I can't do nothing for myself. For some reason, my hands tied. I'm still in handcuffs out here. They said, why you drunk a beer? What the hell else am I gonna do? Why you do that? What the fuck you think I'm supposed to do? Excuse me. I said, take it. I can't keep taking it. There's a release valve. I'm gonna explode. Why are you doing that? Because I'm about to explode. That's why I done it.
I apologize.
No apology accepted, man. You just doing what we gotta do.
Doing what we gotta do.
All we gotta do. One day at a time. We made it another day. We here.
We're here.
Made it another day.
Juanita says, Harold, baby, you know I got your back no matter. And I have to show you that you're going to be all right. No matter what.
That's what I needed.
Smiley face.
No way.
Juanita knows that I have respect for her, and this is me talking. I have respect for you, Juanita, and I'm trying to get there. Dolores says, your support is still there, and I know it is, but without this, I will destroy myself because I felt unworthy, but I have someone and some great mentors that make me feel like I'm worthy again. I need people to have a giving heart because I stand on the beliefs and values of Spear College Project. With everyone's continued support and donations, we will be one of the greatest nonprofit organizations. Help us help someone who desperately needs to get it back into the right path of humanness. We need the public's help to advance this project. So I may ask that you open up your wallets and your hearts.
I'm finna eat my tuna sandwich.
Yeah, we need to wrap up. It's like, it's, do you know that we're going on 2 hours here?
We still got people listening?
We got 9 people, at least.
For 2 hours?
Yeah.
It don't seem like it's been 2 hours.
I know. This is important stuff. It takes a while. I remembered the name of the trombone player, Bill Bloxham. May I tell a little story? Or you go do you. Yeah. I'll tell
hungry.
my story. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I'll wrap this up.
You eat a lot for
what?
So Bill Bloxham, when I was a student of music at the North Carolina School of the Arts in Winston-Salem that is having its graduation right now, Bill Bloxham.
It's amazing that you. Oh, I guess it goes wide. That's why you don't go that way.
Hey, I want you to hear this too. Bill Bloxham worked in the music library. That means we would go into the music library and check out music and records and music stuff. He was a very quiet guy, and I thought he was a little slow. And the truth is, compared to me and the rest of us, he was a little slow. But I thought that meant he was lacking in mental capacity or something. Turns out later on, there's a lot of comments. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to read the comments. Later on, he became homeless. He had a solid job at the school, and he became homeless, living under bridges and whatnot. And let me get through this. I didn't know that he was homeless. A couple of years ago, I heard and I read in the Winston-Salem Journal that he was badly beaten and went to the hospital by 3 youths. I don't know what their fate is. I don't know if they're black. Their names sound it, maybe. He died a few months later from the wounds. I went to a memorial for him, and a number of people spoke. Quite a few people showed up, and kind of pieced together over time that he was actually kind of a genius guy, and he was slow because he was thinking. And to my mind, that really is what we need to do more of, thinking and feeling. I don't know. I just wanted to tell people about Bill Blossom. Okay. Dolores continues. I need people to have a giving heart because I stand on the beliefs and values of Sphere College. With everyone's continued support and donations, we will be one of the greatest nonprofit organizations. I already read that. Let me continue. Help us to help us. Oh, we did. Yeah, open, right. Paul says, Dudley, we had a long talk last night. You said that was so true. Being locked up so long, having people command you what to do, creates problems. Listening to those that suggest what you can do. Paul, you were very well spoken. Or what you said was so true. There was a typo. What you said was true. Dolores says, volunteer for us to come out and give testimonials of the great success stories that we have. Harold Ervin is a great individual, and he deserves more in life than he has been given. There's more to Harold than just the prison story or his criminal record. He's someone that needs a guiding hand. Yes, Harold has been locked up for 30 years. Could you imagine how it would be to not have the resources you need and have to think about doing more criminal acts to go back to prison because you didn't provide for yourself due to institutionalized thoughts, not having the mentorship to guide you through the last 30 years. True words. Thank you. All right. We're all tired and drained, and I am appreciative of everyone. We are all doing the best we all know how to do, given the circumstances. Well, I think we've made our best case for now, so thank you to everyone for being here, particularly for so long, for joining and sharing your thoughts. I'm sorry. I'll try to be a better mentor. I need the feedback. That's what we're about. So, thank you all. Thank you, Harold. Thank you, Audrey. Maybe we'll see you next week and have something very positive to report. That's what we're going to work on. Let me see, is there anything else? Emily says, love you. Jonathan, thank you too, Richard.
Love you, Emily. Love you, Emily. I'm still waiting on my CD. Still waiting on my CD. Emily, that's she can sing. You don't hear it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Thank you. I gotta go get a tuna sandwich or something. Have a great day. Have a great week. Love you all. There's one more.
We ain't gonna say goodbye. We're gonna say see you later.
See you later.
Mm.
Virginia. Love you all. Thanks to everyone.
Nice, Virginia. See you later.
All right. Bye, folks.
No, we ain't gonna say bye. See you later.